truck hasn't fully warmed up yet, neither am I. So about a week ago, come across somebody on Facebook Marketplace. Actually, what Marketplace? It's actually one of the bee channels, pages that I follow. Had some honeybees for sale, and it's a state inspected beekeeper. So I'm like, I can't miss that. So I asked Wiley if he'd be interested in getting some bees. They had, I think, mentioned one point past about maybe keeping some, and he's like, yeah, man, absolutely, love to. And so I messaged the woman and asked her if that was, if she had some still, and she said she would. So wondered how many I wanted, so I told her, and well, now we're off. It's about 7 a.m. I'm getting ready to go pick up Wiley now, and then we're gonna head to east of Russellville, a little place called Atkins, kind of like the diet. Going to head that way and see how they look, so stay tuned. So we just finished up picking up some bees over in Atkins, just outside of Russellville. We have 5 colonies here. One of these is going over to Jen and Wiley over at our mountain home, and the other 4 are coming home with me. So we've got 5 of these colonies. They're all looking really good at the moment. We did not open these up where they were at to inspect, but that's perfectly fine, because if we did, we would have ended up losing some bees. So they're taped up on the entrances to ensure that we don't end up having where that cover comes off. Now, we did run into a little bit of a problem with the blue one on the end, second blue one, not the middle blue one, but the one second from the right side end. And so we did do that, and that was the only real issue that we ran into was that there was a problem with it. The holes, you can see at the very bottom down there was some green tape. The holes are big enough to where the bees were actually able to make it through the holes on the bottom, and so they were coming out as we were loading up. So anyways, we did manage to get that covered up with some tape. This is all we needed, really, in case you're wondering, just to kind of hold these in place so they don't really slide around. I think they would have been okay even without the strap. You don't want to go incredibly tight with these straps if you're transporting them, because you can squeeze them, and even with the lids on like that, you could potentially end up dislodging the lid enough to where bees could potentially come out. So once we get these back to Boonville, we're going to take them over. I'll let Wiley and Jen, they can pick out whichever one of these 5 will be theirs, and then they can have that one, and the other 4 I'll take over to the house and show you the setup process on that here after a while. So we are on our way back over to the house. They bought 1 colony, or 1 nuke anyways, to go into a hive body that they're wanting to set up for bees. We're bringing back 4. So that gives a grand total of 5 that we picked up today. I am going to pick a location, and we'll get everything ready. In fact, I have a location already, because we have a couple colonies that are ready to go. We're going to transfer these over into their new home, but we will not do that today. We'll do that tomorrow in the morning, first thing, bright and early. So what we will do is today, whenever I get back to the house, we're going to take these bees and set them into their locations where they're going to be at, pun intended, where they'll be at, and we're going to release the bees. We're going to give them about an hour to kind of simmer down. They're going to be a little stressed from the ride out here, because we had to drive an hour and a half to get here. So they've been on the road for about 2 hours at this point. They are not going to be happy bees at this point in time. So what we want to do is we want to give them a little bit of time just to kind of simmer down, and then I will go out. It's about 12 o'clock now, so about 2 o'clock, or by 2 o'clock, I will go over and I will pull the tape off and release the bees. So we're back here at the house, and here we go. These are the 4 colonies that we have to install. Well, we will put them into their location that we'll call them, that they will call home. And then once we are ready, we will install the bees at that point into their new colonies. That'll be tomorrow morning, bright and early. We'll be getting up and putting these in. And once they are transferred over, they should be fine, I think, without any real exception or issue. Let's talk a little bit about some things you're going to want. Obviously, a good pair of gloves. You know, you want to go through periodically, inspect these, make sure you don't have any abrasions, cuts and things through here if you're going to be using gloves. A lot of beekeepers, whenever they've been doing for a long time, will not even use gloves. They try to get, beyond that. They'll just endure, whatever stings, or they'll try to be very careful. I've had mixed success. I've held, handled colonies with no problems without gloves. And then I've had instances where I made that mistake and I won't make it again. So just something to keep in mind. Put those aside for a second. One of the most important things that's in your toolkit as a beekeeper is your smoker. Get yourself a good smoker, learn how to use it, and learn how to use it well. If you know how to light one of these, typically you can keep this thing going for hours without much of an issue, and just occasionally maybe add a little bit more fuel into it and just give it a few good puffs, and you're back to, a good level of smoke. Remember, whenever you're learning beekeeping, the temptation is to over smoke everything and really get, this thing going super hot. And see how after a few puffs, how that's going now. Look at that. You can even hear it in there cooking. You don't want to cook your bees, folks. The goal is not to have cooked bees. What you're looking for is just the ability of just a little bit of light smoke if you need it. That's all. All right, so whenever you're looking for a place for your apiary, there are a few things you want to keep in mind. Number one, how close you are to other people is a factor. Granted, the bees themselves are not necessarily going to be more interested in people who are in the general vicinity. You want to pick an area that is not overly close to where people are. Now, we're pretty fortunate around here where we don't have people living close to us, so we don't have really any issues with about anywhere we want to stick the bees. We pretty well could on this property. The second thing that you want to be mindful of is having a facing that's basically towards the sun. So this is very important. You want to keep that in mind. So that way, whenever you are trying to get your apiary set up, that you're placing it somewhere where the sun is going to be hitting it pretty early in the day. Now that middle one, the blue one, I've actually turned around. Even though those bees are landing on that, the entrance is facing the other way. And the reason I did that is so that I would have an entrance facing this way, one going the other way, and one facing this way. Just give me a little bit of a break between them so I can do what I got to do. So what I plan to do, I think right now, is I'm going to start over here on the end, okay, with the yellow nuke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reposition the camera. And what we're going to do is, you see there's an apiary hive right there. That's the one we're going to be using. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and transfer the apiary onto those blocks. I want to move them a little bit, get them repositioned. So I want to do that. I'm also going to take off the carrying strap that's on there, the lid strap. I'm going to remove that. And then we're going to put them over into their new home. Hold on a second here. All right, so let me get a little closer here. So far, they seem to be relatively decent right now, and that's good. I'm hearing them quite a bit. They are buzzing, as you would expect. You'll probably hear them a little bit here too. I'm going to make sure my smoker is okay. I do want to inspect, make sure I've got a decent, yeah, I still got plenty of fuel in there, so I'm good. I won't need a lot. I'm just getting it going again. I'm not going to use all this on them by any means. We'll put the spoker to the side. And they're flying around here a little bit, doing some inspections and checking on things. I want to open up this apiary. To get it ready. One of the hard things for a beekeeper when you're first getting started to kind of get used to is overcoming the SWAT instinct. We, as humans, naturally want to swat at things that are in our face, in our area. Get that set up. Oh yeah, it's a lot better. So you want a firm foundation here with these. Definitely something that's going to actually last. All right, next thing I need to do is inspect these frames, make sure there's no issues with them. So I got 4. We have a divider. And there's number 5. All right, so now we're good. All right. So bees are starting to get some interest in this area. They will know what's going on, obviously, and so we're going to get them into their new home as quick as we can with the least amount of stress. And again, we're going to be doing this one, and I may have to go get a couple more blocks to do that other one. So a little bit of light smoke around here. Not trying to, again, not cooking bees. The smoke interrupts the chemical signaling for their alerting alarm pheromone. All right, that's good. First thing we do a count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got good 5 frames. The bees are relatively calm. They look good. This is a Pro Nuc. It's got plastic, wood, and they have little, if you will, like little tracks that they kind of go into. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my J-hook style and see if I can get a little lift on that. There we go. On that side, it lifted on the other side with no problem. And really, we want to gently. We don't want to pull this out so that it interrupts what they're doing. Okay, so I'm looking here. This is mostly drawn out comb. I'm looking for the queen. I'm not seeing her. I don't expect to find her on the outer ones, but you will sometimes. This is mostly drawn out. There's some honey in here, or I should say some nectar. At this point, it's not yet honey. Whoops, sorry. Be very careful with these when you put them in. And I'm going to try to put them in relatively, in this case here it's reversed, but it's still outer towards the sides. I'm also inspecting this while I'm doing it here for any signs of stress. I want to look for brood. We got cap brood. That's good, really good. Looks good. So looking for the queen. I'm seeing drones. And I'm seeing lots and lots of workers, obviously. Is that her? Did we spot her? I think we did. No, that might be her. Yep, we found her. There she is. Walking through there. So we're going to put her right there into that spot. And slide it gently. Careful not to roll or damage your queen. You don't want to get her messed up. I'm still going to continue to inspect these. We got some more drawn out cap brood, plenty of cap brood here. That looks really good. Happy with that. You ever dropped one? Yes, I have actually. It's not fun. They look good. As you can tell, they're not being too aggressive towards me, and I'm glad for that. There's 3 of our frames transferred. Capped brood. Using the sun to help me a little bit here. Just make sure everything looks good. So far, so good here. So I'll see if I can get you a little closer here. There's some, I don't want to get them too much in the sun like that right now. As you can kind of see overall. What you're looking at mostly here is this capped brood. I'm trying to see, I'm trying to see if those are eggs in there. I think there may be. And this one. So what I'm looking for are eggs, larvae, which we have larvae. That's good. That's a good sign. So the stages really that you deal with are eggs first, larvae second, capped brood third. And that's what you're looking for. I'm seeing more numbers here, but not so much in the way of resources. So I'm looking at a lot of brood, some capped brood. Oh, that fell loose. This one's not, this is mostly drawn out comb here. So they've been drawing out comb good, and they are backfilling it. So we have about 3 frames of mixture of brood and larvae and eggs. So what you'd say bees basically, and then 2 frames essentially that are just resources, and that's normal for a nuc. That's about what you expect. 3 and 2, so that's good, real good. Now these apiaries do have a cover that goes over here that's actually for filling with sugar syrup. I need to get that and put those on here. They also have ventilation on both sides, as you'll see here, and that helps for them to regulate the temperature. And so what I'm doing right now is gently, carefully putting this on here so not to mess up or disturb my bees. I don't want to crush bees. And then we have 2 latches, one on either side, and that's it. So now they're in position. As you can tell, they're starting to move into this area. They're attracted to the queen's pheromones. So the queen's in there, they know that. They are attracted to her. They want to be where she's at. So they're the ones that were in this frame, or this, in this nuc, they're going to naturally move into here anyways. I don't have to do anything. They will move into there. I don't have to come in here and dump bees, none of that stuff. If I am concerned that some of them are too young to maybe fly, I can do something like that. And they'll just crawl up on in there and you're good to go. All right, we're gonna go ahead, check this one out. These are a little rumbly right now. They know something's up. All right, we got a partial drone right here. I'm just doing a quick little check, see if I see Madam Queen anywhere. I think I found her here. Yeah. I think that's her right there. That's surprising. She's on outer. Sometimes you can mistake a queen for a drone, but queens are longer. She didn't look as fat, but she was definitely longer. So that's not out of the ordinary, but. Okay, beautifully drawn out. No issues there. Resources here. Now I started bringing in pollen and nectar, so that looks good. The nectar is going to glisten in the sun very easily. I am trying to put these back in the same order. So I'm putting from the outside to an in this case. I did add an extra 2 spacing frames on the outer part there. Got some capped brood on this one. Not a lot. I gotta say, it's kind of light. Okay, this side's better. And got we got pollen, and I got some, looks like eggs, maybe. No, yeah, it looks like eggs there. Eggs look like little grains of rice. They do stand up. There's 3 of our frames transferred. A little bit of weight to this one here. Looks good. Cap brood. Some larvae. Mostly cap brood. That means pretty soon we're going to have a lot more workers coming out of here. That's what it means. So you got to keep that in mind if you end up hitting a bit of a spell where you're kind of lax on your resources and they're all kind of shut up together. This is one here that has been drawn out. And this is mostly just resources. So this one's fine overall. It's a little lighter in terms of what I would like to see for brood. But overall, I mean, got good numbers still. They look fine. All right, that's basically it. What I'm gonna do now is I'll take this one here and position it right like this, and they will find their way home very soon. All right, now let's recuperate from the stress of being moved and being put up into their new home. Hello. So all I'm doing right now is getting a little bit of light smoke through here. And then we're going to check things out. Let's see how we look. All right. So this is a colony that we had installed from a bee supplier. We ordered some bees from. back in March. And we want to see how they're looking. All right, we got, this is doing really good, y'all. I gotta say I'm impressed. We have drone comb. We have cat brood. Queen is laying very well. Actually, I am surprised, to be quite honest, because this is from a package. And wow, 1, 2, 3. We have 3 frames of drone comb, and we have brood too. Queen's doing well. We can remove our queen cage from here. It can go away. We got some loose comb down here, kind of like some crazy comb, honeycomb, crazy comb. Easy now, easy. All right, not bad. A little bit wild on here on the comb, a little bit, but not terrible. All right, we got more to do on this one here on the outside, but other than that, that's not bad. Yeah, the hive looks really good. All right, ladies, I need y'all to kindly move off of that for me, please. Thank you very much. I'm always careful on this part. This is the nerve-wracking part. Just trying to get this back on here without damaging and killing bees, and a lot of people are going to do it. If you see any other insects in here whenever you're in here, always get rid of those. I don't care what they are. If it is not a bee, it does not belong. I got pollen on these ladies' pollen baskets loaded on their legs. Really good. That's good. Really good. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta ask y'all to move, please. Thank you very much. I just rake my finger along there real quick and easy. All right, there we go. That's it. That's all it took. Very simple. I need to add more frames to this because they're ready. So I've got to get some more frames in here. I only put 5 in here initially, and they need the other 5. And they could, they're looking fine as far as resources. Queen's laying very well. Cat brood means in about another week or 2, numbers are going to grow up. And so we've got to get things ready for them. All right, that's basically it for right now. If you want to reduce beekeeping to its simplest definition, it's keeping bees in a box. You're keeping them in a enclosed container that you're able to actually have some level of control over. At this point, we have 2 colonies that we've started today up here, and they are both looking good. I think they're going to be strong and healthy colonies. We will not come back and check on these for about a week, maybe 2. Just depends on my schedule, the weather's schedule, their schedule. Today's Saturday. I'm anticipating that probably next Saturday is what I will pencil in tentatively to come back and inspect the colonies. And every Saturday thereafter will be my inspection day. That's going to be my goal going forward, is on Saturdays about 1 to 2 hours doing my inspections. The colony on the end is one that we started from a package back in March. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Don't be afraid to fail.
You're going to make mistakes and you're going to fail. Things are going to go well, things aren't. And at the end of the day, you just got to decide what you're going to do. Are you going to keep on trying, or are you going to give up? Beekeeping is one of those challenges that sometimes you have great success. Things are going awesome, really good, and you're happy. And then there are other times when the bear comes in and it destroys your apiary, or varroa destroys your apiary, or small hive beetles destroy your colony, or wax moth gets in and destroys your colony, or wasps, or bumblebees, or you get the point. There are a lot of pressures and stresses on beekeepers. And if you've got the perseverance, you'll succeed. Just don't quit.